Boop. 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 Beep, 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 beep. You have mail. What's up, Internet? What's going on? It's... What day is it? Does anybody know what day it is? Hold on. Tuesday, the 21st of... What? What day is it? Hello? What's up, Internet? What's going on? It's Tuesday, the 21st of August. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. What's up, guys and girls and boys and ladies and everybody? What's up, dudes? What's going on? How you doing? Good to be here today. Quick shout out to who was first in the chat, Howie9. Quick follow by V-Stag, my man. What's up? Bentley Pascal, Pete Berlinski, Jeff Rose. What's up, dude? How you doing? Megan Ness. Hey, you guys. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a little bit. How you doing? I was in, oh, check this out. Look, I can put a little shade down. A little shade down on the camera. And then now it's wiggling around. Give everybody vertigo. Mako is here. Insta-Fool Fish Keeping. Jaeger King, 454. Rocky's Rocky. Jared. Hilgenek. Hope I said your last name correctly. I don't know. I don't know. All right. What's up, everybody? How you doing? I'm back from Alaska. And ew. What? Sorry. I'll move that over there. And, there's no dogs in here, so no dog cam today. Sorry about that. But back from Alaska, and I am exhausted. I have to admit. I have to don't have a clue why I'm so exhausted, but I'm staying super busy. I have returned. I'm back for today, and then I'm gone again for another week. This time I'm leaving by myself. And headed off to Germany with Kubi from the Aquarium Co-op. You don't know who the Aquarium Co-op is? That's weird. You know. But Corey and I are headed to Germany to go check out some Danerla stuff. That's basically our mainstay thing. We're going out to check out their greenhouses, their production, the stuff that they make and things, and that's kind of the main thing that we're doing when we're going out there. Hopefully we'll meet up with some fans. We're definitely going to some aquascape stuff. We're going to be doing that. I don't want to blow the doors off of it and then, you know, tell everybody what's up, because our host has set up a bunch of stuff, and honestly, I'm confused as to what's going to happen, what's going to get done, and what's going to go down with it. I'm not 100% sure what's exactly going to go down, but I'm excited mainly for that reason. I'm mainly excited. Well, I'm excited to go overseas. That's always fun. I mean, you know, spend 17 hours cooped up on a plane is super fun. That's great. But, you know, I don't look forward to that part. Sitting that long makes me want to jump out of the plane, right? Like, how do you get out? Is it this door? No, we have to wait. Oh, great. I can only watch the Avengers so many times, you guys. But I'm not looking forward to the airplane part. Although I do find it entertaining for about a half an hour, and then it kind of wears off. But I've definitely done a lot of plane travel in my day, and I don't look forward to more of it. But I do enjoy getting out to go check out the places and see what's going on, and hopefully video, you know, make some videos for you guys, shoot some film, you know, get out there, knock the dirt off my camera from Alaska, and get out there and shoot some film that is, you know, fish tank stuff for you guys. You know, I'm definitely looking forward to shooting some film for you guys. There was one of the weird things about being in Alaska is we were kind of contingent on weather and some other stuff in regards to whether or not we'd have YouTube content or whatnot. Now, I've gone through the footage and stuff, and honestly, I think most of the footage that I got from Alaska it's just family footage. You know what I mean? To be honest with you guys, I will be posting some I will be posting some stuff up onto Instagram and things like that, or the YouTube community page and things, you know, so you guys could check out some of the stuff that was going on while we were up there. The initial plan of going up to Alaska, as you guys know, was to go up and help build 2 barns that were going to be built up there. And as the year has progressed, things are a little bit interesting in Alaska. The plans change. Materials get caught in whatever transitional material phases that they have them going in. You know, it's like, you know, the lumber's on a boat, you guys. You know, and, you know, stuff just doesn't show up because Alaska is really far away from almost everybody, you know. It is quite far away. And so oftentimes the plans in Alaska change. So unfortunately, while I was up there, I didn't get to build anything while I was up there because plans have changed, materials were wherever they were, and so that meant we already had that trip booked. Plus, some of you do know, some of you might not know, some of you know, some of you might not know. I don't know who knows or who doesn't know, but Victoria is pregnant with our first child. It's the first baby! It's the first baby, right? Is that how that goes? It's the first baby. Wah, 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 right? And, but I will say that she wasn't pregnant when we booked this trip. So, that's how long ago this trip was booked. It was booked over the winter to do the projects in the summer because, you know, looking at the calendar, Alaska can be kind of a crazy place because of the weather is kind of nuts, and a lot of things up there are contingent on the weather. You know, it's like you can't pour a concrete slab, you know, when it's negative 10 degrees out. I mean, I'm sure there are ways to do it, but the infrastructure is not in place. The infrastructure is not in place to get it done. You know what I mean? So you can't exactly get the certain things done at a lot of times within the calendar year. So this was planned. So this was planned way in advance, and then things have changed over the years. So, you know, the downside is I didn't get to build anything, but that also meant that I don't really have a lot of video that would really do anything on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, there's really no like here's how you could do something, here's a thing that happened or whatever. I mean, I mainly, you know, the things that Vicky and I did while we were up there was like visit with people, which is weird because I'm not really gonna make a video of me visiting with people that don't want to be on the internet, right? So we couldn't do that. There isn't a lot of fish rooms in Alaska, and we didn't rent a car this time. We actually flew into Anchorage, and then we took the 200-mile flight or whatever it is to where we were staying, and then like an hour-long drive or something like that to where we were actually staying, because, you know, it's like we fly in, then we fly, then you drive through the bush and stuff. So, you know, a bunch of the stuff, I think realistically, I was editing some of the stuff from the trip, and it's just more like, I think this is just a family video that I'll probably not upload to YouTube. So don't have a lot of YouTube stuff documented. And as who was asking, how was the weather? The weather was up there. Vexing Cat was asking, and Vexing Cat with the $10 super chat into the tip jar. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that very much. The weather up there was here's the deal. The first day we got there, really nice, but only like 60 degrees, sunny. Then the second day, over the next couple days, it was like 55 and kind of partly cloudy. And then by the end of the time we were there, it was just pouring down rain and like 48 degrees or something. But we've got back to Seattle. It's 88 degrees and smoky. So the sun is bearing down through a crazy amount of smoke here in the atmosphere. You go outside, there is... I think so on the air breathing index here, it's in the dark red, like don't go outside. Which is it's pretty miserable since we got home, but luckily I'm only here for today, and then I leave on a jet plane tomorrow. So headed back to Europe, and then we'll be doing stuff in Europe. Which, what is this? I tell you, man, I got back to town, and then my phone was like, hey, there's a update, so you guys can have all new software to run your phone. Now my phone is just chaos. All the settings have been changed. Like it's just doing all sorts of weird things. It's like, thanks, guys. Thanks for the new software that's weird. But... I probably won't have self-service again while I'm overseas, because unless I can figure out how to pull that off, I'm probably going to screw it up again. But I'm thinking I have to go get a international SIM card this time and go that route. I think that's going to be the way that I'm going to have to do it, is like buy something from a gas station while I'm out there. I don't know. That seems to be the one way that... to do it, I guess. And I don't know. I think I totally lost track of what my what I was explaining. Oh, and so by the end of the trip that we were there, it was cold. It was raining. It's just kind of inclement weather. And so the two places that I was actually going to go to and film were essentially inaccessible. There just really isn't much that you can do about Backwoods Roads, right? These are like Forest Service roads. If you all have been on, like Forest Service roads before, that's what these roads are like. And in the middle of the summer, when it starts to pour rain like that, it hasn't rained like a ton. It just ends up with this pooling of water that's kind of crazy. And we could have attempted to go out there, although, the people that we were staying with were like, man, last time we went out that way during like a crazy rainstorm, they almost got stuck and ended up having to take like some kind of crazy trek off into the woods and and go that route. So I personally didn't want to risk that with Vicky, just for reality sense. Like, I didn't want to I really didn't want to risk going out on crazy roads out into the woods, like getting stuck with my pregnant spouse. It just probably wasn't that great of an idea. And also with the really inclement weather, the stuff that I wanted to film probably wouldn't have worked out all that great, because animals out in the field and stuff like that, they just aren't really doing what they normally do when it's just downpour rain like that. They're normally just hiding out. They just normally just go undercover and kind of hang out. So there was essentially some sheep stuff that we wanted to film, and also some aquaponic farming that we wanted to film, which was way, way, way off grid. So we didn't, like I said, the roads were just too bad, so we didn't make our way out there. You know, mainly just for safety reasons, you know. I think if it had been warmer, it probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But then again, if it was warmer, it probably wouldn't have been pouring down rain. So, you know, it's kind of a catch-22 of like, well, the weather just is what the weather is. And there ain't no changing it in Alaska. It's just going to do what it's going to do, and you can't fight it. And most people, it's kind of one of the funny things. Like, most people in Alaska are just, they just accept that, oh, we wanted to do a thing, and we wanted to do a thing, but the weather's no good, so they just don't. They just don't do it because the weather's no good, you know. So that's honestly like a big part of like going to Alaska and the stuff that you have to deal with. But one of the bright points while we were there, somebody was asking, did we visit Nisi? Yes, we went and visited Nisi and Doug. We happened to, you know, we drove up about an hour and went and had some pizza with Nisi and Doug, which super awesome to get to finally meet them in person. We've talked so many times, like on the phone and chat and all that kind of stuff. It was super awesome to meet them, which was great. You know, I didn't do any video with them because it would have just been us at a pizza place. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, do you guys like pizza? Why, yes, I also enjoy pizza. And this salad, it's delectable. And to be honest with you guys, me being a chef for what feels like a million years, the food vlogging stuff, I cannot even hold my attention for 5 seconds. You know, I really can't do it. And I don't think it's necessarily a fault of anyone's or anything like that. I mean, even this live stream doesn't hold a lot of people's attentions. And I get it. You know, like, I fully get it, because when I think about it, I think about, like, if somebody's like, I don't like the live stream, I'm like, oh, food vloggers. That's my thought. Like, I go, oh yeah, I get it, got it, fantastic. You know, it's pretty much exactly, you know, how I'm like, oh, okay, you know, it's a good thing, but it's just not for me, you know. And the last thing I want to do is try and produce something that I'm like not into, like, at all, you know. So, but we did have a great dinner. It was awesome. We also had so there's this place up in Soldotna that is called the Moose is Loose. And if you happen to go Alaska, the Moose is Loose is a spot that you must stop at. It is it's pretty much a must stop. It's like the best donuts in all of Alaska, which I honestly, let's be honest here, that maybe to some people that's not saying much, but Alaska does have a bunch of people living in it. It's not as desolate and crazy as people would think, you know what I mean? It's not actually the Wild West. You know, they do have roads and buildings and running water and all of the good things. But the Moose is Loose is like old school, fresh donuts, you know what I mean? Like, they get them fresh donuts, and it is an experience. It definitely is a bit of an experience. It's like, yeah, it's just one of those institution places that if you've never been there, it just has a next level charm to it, you know what I mean? It's just some older ladies that have been making donuts forever, you know what I mean? And that, to me, was the really impressive part of Soldotna, which was donuts. Now, as I'm saying, we did have some great pizza and stuff like that. That was great. But to be brutally honest with you, I don't know if that pizza place will still be there, right? Like, I'm not saying they're going out of business or anything like that, but the Moose is Loose is an institution that will, like, never go anywhere. That would be something that is in that town no matter what. It's like if I told you to go to, XYZ restaurant that wouldn't work out that great because they may have only been there for like 2 or 3 or 5 years or something. So who knows? But the Moose is Loose has been there forever. So I would go to that if I was up there. And I did. And it was great. I didn't get a shirt. I didn't get a shirt because one thing I will tell you is if you go clothing shopping or something like that in Alaska, you better prepare yourself for some next level expensive clothes. You know, we stopped by one of the outfitters out there, and to be honest with you, I thought I'd never seen more expensive stuff than Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And if anybody out there has been to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, you know what I am talking about. Like, let's say you go to Jackson Hole, like, right at the beginning of August. Let's say August 1st. That has got to be one of the most expensive towns in the whole entire world to a certain degree. You can definitely find some clearance stuff that's reasonably priced there, but you definitely find some crazy expensive outfitter gear in, what happened? Steve leaving? Steven, I haven't addressed your super chat. Oh, I'm sorry. Steven's leaving. Thank you very much for the super chat, Steve, and stopping in and being an awesome moderator and just being an awesome fish keeper and just being an awesome dude. $50. That's pretty crazy. And it's got a lot of fire emojis on it. No question or anything like that. Redneck Aquatics, I'm going to answer your question in just a minute. But, you know, Jackson Hole, Wyoming is super duper duper expensive place to stop by. It just really is. It's a tourist town that has absorbed like a ton of rich people, buy properties right around it. Now, you could drive like 40 miles away from Jackson Hole and buy some regular price stuff. It's not a big deal. But I do have to admit, in Alaska, I saw some next level expensive stuff. So I was walking, we went to an outfitter just to kind of go shopping around and like look at stuff. You know, Vicky is pregnant, so she does like to maybe find some things that maybe fit her better at this point in time, right? So we went to an outfitter, and I was walking around just looking at dude stuff, guy stuff, you know, camping and fishing stuff. And I wandered across, and I found a jacket that was like a outdoorsman jacket, you know. And I was like, oh, it looks like a very fine jacket. It was $500. You guys, it was $500. It was a $500 jacket. You know what I'm saying? Like a crazy windbreaker jacket that you'd wear out to hunt moose, you know. It was $500. Now, I literally had to sit there and just go like, are you kidding me? Bro, I could buy a new lens for my camera for that kind of money and just be cold. You know what I mean? I would much rather get a new lens for my camera than spend that kind of dough on a jacket. You know what I mean? I was like, what? I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was like $125. You know, I've seen that a lot. I still don't buy jackets that are that expensive. It's even just $125, but it was $500. Cancer Train is asking, was this in the Nilchik? No, this was up in town in Kenai. Kenai is I guess the best way to explain Kenai would be Kenai and Soldotna are sort of right next to each other, and they pretty much have anything you could ever ask for as far as towns go, realistically. You know, there's Home Depot, there's all sorts of grocery stores, there's like a Petco, there's like a fancy dog food Petco, you know what I mean? Like fancy dog food stores, all that kind of stuff. They have stores just all over the place. It's a honest, functioning little city, you know what I mean? I think they probably only have 30,000 population or something like that, but it's sort of the hub where everyone goes to, and And they pretty much have everything there. And like I said, you know, they even had, I think there were 6 secondhand stores like Salvation Army, Value Village, all those kinds of stuff. So it just gives you an idea. It just gives you an idea like how populated it is there. You know, that there is a lot of businesses. There's a lot going on. There's like main streets. There's traffic signals, you know what I mean? It is just kind of a proper little city. They just don't have a ton of permanent residents necessarily. I think most of the permanent residences are everybody that lives there is working there. Redneck Aquatics was asking, Corvus, I think you would be the right person to answer this question. I have a 220 gallon with 2 FX6. I want to do CO2, but I don't want to see the diffuser in the tank. What kind of options do I have? So, Redneck, I think the main option that you would have here is that you want an inline CO2 diffuser. You could either buy one that's pre-made. I have some videos that you could check out if you wanted to make one. The point I would make here as an important caveat, the message point, what the point of information to keep in mind would be, you want that CO2 diffuser and inline diffuser to be in the return that is going back into the tank. You don't want that diffuser to be going into the filter. Back in the day, we used to lead our CO2 into the filter because it would hit the impeller, right? It would hit the impeller in the filter itself, kind of diffuse it better, break it up, do that kind of stuff. And of course, we found out the hard way that eventually I wouldn't say it will crash anything or anything crazy will happen, but it is not good for the bacteria in your filter. Plus, you run the extra awesome situation where you might end up filling up the filter itself completely with CO2 gas, which will make it stop working properly, which is not great for anybody out there. Like, if your filter is just full of air not working, it ain't doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I would get an inline diffuser. Personally, if I had the FX6, I would probably just buy a prefabbed one because they're really not that expensive now. Let me see if I think I have one. I think I have one in my Amazon store. I'm not sure. Let me see. Inline CO2. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I got one right here. Here's one. Let me get where's the link thing? Hey man, let's get the link. Yeah, there it is. Nice. We get the link. We slam it in to the chat. Kapow. There you go. That'll give you an idea of one. That one is brought to you by Colin, who is the guy who makes Thrive. He's the guy who makes Thrive fertilizers. Super cool dude. I would say that one happens to be I would say that one works. He's a cool dude. And here's one that I have used in the past that is a slightly different model. So basically, these are the two that if I was going to do an inline one, these would be the ones that I would go for. So those would be the two models right there. If I was going to do an inline one that was prefabbed and made, you know, get those sent out. Oh my gosh, One Drop Base is screaming, Amazon! I know. Some people are just mad at Amazon, but I happen to love Amazon. I think they're reasonably good company. I don't think they're the terrible monsters that people like to I don't think they're the terrible monsters that a lot of people like try to write them off as, but does this work anymore? Hello? What? I don't understand. Why doesn't this charger work anymore? Is it broken? Oh, now it works. What is this doing? Why are you... I don't know. This new phone... It's not a new phone. It's just the same old crappy phone that's broken, but the software update. Would I ever use hydro products? Are you asking about Hydor products? I've used Hydor products in the past, like their, but, oh, come on, what is that? Their power heads and stuff like that. Yes, I've used Hydor in the past. You know, I certainly have. I don't have any kind of relationship with those guys other than having talked to them a bunch at conventions and stuff, but I definitely have used it. Most of it's worked. Some of it's broke. You know, I wouldn't say anything egregious, though. I wouldn't say that, like, I bought stuff from them and it just immediately broke. I've overused a bunch of their stuff and it broke, which is pretty typical of just about anything. You know, if you, if you use it over and over and over again, it'll probably break. Aqua Freedom with a $4.99 super chat. Dude, Aqua Freedom, muchas gracias. Which means thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it, you guys. I appreciate you guys, like, watching, sharing, hitting the like button, all that stuff, man. I do. I don't know. I never really know how to say it. I don't know how, because I'm at a loss for the ability to be able to be like, oh, thanks. Except saying, oh, thanks, and then I sound like I'm just being weird, you know. But I would also say to everyone on the Patreon also, you know, I was up in Alaska, and I was definitely put some thought into what was going on here as far as this, I don't know what it is. Is it this YouTube channel? Is it this community? I had a bit of a lengthy conversation with a pretty big YouTuber today on the phone. We were definitely talking about it, and the real deal here is that I am indeed trying to build a community. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to build a community, and not necessarily a community for me. Like, I think I'm just trying to build a community that is not only, like, international, but I think a lot of people saw, you know, myself, Corey, Oliver Knott, and Chris Lukup, all talking. You know, we did, like, this little couch episode thing of us talking and stuff, and I realized that that I think the U.S., Canada, South America, Mexico, Central America, I think we're all pretty far behind. I think we are, personally. And I think, you know, it's just my opinion. You know, I'm not espousing any kind of truths or facts or anything like that. But I'm saying that just kind of as a whole, right? I think we're behind. And I'm trying to build a community that can help us all kind of move forward in conjunction with as many, like, YouTubers and stuff like that as I can. I think there are some big shows out there, I guess. There are some big shows that do, like, fish tank installations and fish tank builds and stuff like that. But, you know, I don't think that they ever really are a full representation of the ecosystem, what's going into it. I think it almost is a representation of just like building a giant tank, right? And just how crazy it is to build a giant tank. And I think that outshines the things that are going to go in the tank. And I'm hoping that we all get to move a little bit forward slowly but surely. And I'm really trying to do it. I'm really trying to do that. I hope that within the next month, some big steps are going to come, right? Some steps are going to come that hopefully we can be making some leaps instead of just little baby steps. But, you know, it's just like a fingers crossed thing. And then, you know, obviously that was like the beginning of my thought process. Like, what am I trying to do? What's the deal here? And then I also like had the thought of whether or not, you know, it's like, what am I doing? So, you know, it's like kind of like, what am I doing? And what would be, I guess realistically, like what would be the backlash of, what would be the backlash of, like if I was to change stuff or anything like that. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to change stuff. That's not really what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is how do I take a step forward as somebody who's making content? You know, as somebody who's just making content and wants to make the best content I can. Because I do realize that when I went back and I looked at some of the stuff that I uploaded like 7-8 years ago, just like kind of how poor quality and how bad it was. I'm like, okay, perspective-wise, I'm doing better, right? But I think in reality, I'm still like a million miles away from where I need to be, right? So I'm hoping that I can make some big leaps here in the future, which I've invested pretty much everything I got right now in doing that and this plan and some things that I got in the works. Some of the things that I got in the works, as you guys know, we got a new aquarium. I have ordered another new aquarium. All my money went into that. So the new aquarium should be here when I get back from Germany. Hopefully, I'll be able to be doing the setup videos and all that stuff. I'll be able to be doing the setup videos from that, building out some stuff, finish building some stuff that's about halfway built right now. Today I do not have time to do it, but I'm going to be getting that stuff done and then hopefully moving forward on just some things that I think are going to be awesome. Now, from Germany, I come back here and I'll be here for 4 or 5 days, and then I go to Minnesota. Now, when I go to Minnesota, I know for a fact I'm going to be able to shoot a whole bunch of new fish tank video and stuff like that. I know that in Germany I'm going to be able to shoot a whole bunch of fish tank video and stuff. I'm trying to follow all of my notes and do a better job this time. I think I've crashed and burned enough times that hopefully this time I'm going to do better. I got my fingers crossed. I'm going to try to bear with everything that I've got going on, and I got high hopes at this point. I think it'll be closer to something that that I feel like I'll be moving forward, I guess. I feel like I'll be moving forward. Honestly, I'm pretty jet lagged. I'm not necessarily jet lagged, but we're up in Alaska, and the day cycle is so different up there. I feel like I got massive jet lag because I adapted to the day cycle up there, and then I came back down here, and the day cycle is completely different. So, but I will be in Minnesota. That will be exciting. That'll be the first fan meetup I'll have been to that's realistically like an actual kind of fan meetup type stuff. And that will be pretty exciting, you know, so I'm going to be pretty zazzed for that. That'll be like the, that'll be like the big warm up for the Aquatic Experience, which I will be at the Aquatic Experience this year, barring like the baby might come early. I don't know. Maybe the baby comes early and I got to not go. But hopefully everything is booked, all that kind of stuff for Aquatic Experience. So I should be going. I think the crazy thing would be if the baby was coming when I'm on the way to the airport or something. Now, I do have a support staff, if you will, here to if something happens while I'm gone. Now, that's not a problem. That'll be handled if something while I'm gone. But let's just say I'm about ready to leave for the airport, and all of a sudden Vicky's going to have a baby. Then, you know, I'm going to be doing that instead. But I should be... what's the word I'm thinking about here? But I should be at the Aquatic Experience, you know, if barring anything else. Gillett said my smoke tolerance is down. That's right. The air quality here is terrifyingly bad. Bentley Pascal says at G-Bear. Oh, G-Bear was asking, RFT is off for a while? Yeah, RFT has Real Fish Talk, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Is off for a while. Corey and I are just traveling way too much to try and even accommodate the Real Fish Talk schedule. I think it will be back when it's back. I can't tell you. I couldn't give you a date. I couldn't tell you if it's coming back or when it's coming back. I will just say this. It will come back when it comes back. I don't know. You know, it's just kind of just one of those things. Like right now, you know, with all the travel that we got going on, Corey just got back from Aquashella. If you guys got the chance to go out and say hi to Corey out there at Aquashella, it sounded like a lot of fun. But like I said earlier in the show here, I had to I had previously. Before Aquashella, it was even invented, basically, I had booked everything for Alaska, so we were following through on that. Let's see. Gillett has got to go. Bye-bye. Okay, cool. Water Forest Planted Aquariums says hope sooner than later. You know, it'll be coming when it comes. You know, be one of those things. We got a $5 super chat from Jeffro asking, have you and Vicky given the name Jeffro any more thought? Let me know, bro. I have given it, I've definitely given it some thought, that is for sure, but I don't think, I don't think the follow-through is going to be there. You know, I've definitely thought about it, but it seems unlikely at this point. Bracken says the goatee is looking nice and trimmed since the last time I was here. I trimmed my beard today because I just got back from Alaska, so I just had to knock some of the dirt off of it. You know what I mean? So, all right, guys. Well, boys, girls, guys, dudes, everybody out there, gearing up to. I gotta get back onto what I'm doing. Let's see here. Randy Hightower missed a few shows with all the travel. Did you ever catch any critters on my camera? I didn't really catch any critters on the camera this year. We did see some moose, but I didn't. But I didn't get anything good that would have really. I think honestly would have been anything content worthy, as I mentioned that earlier. James Neesham says, have you got your supply of still water ready for Germany? Yeah, I don't know what to do about that whole situation. Hopefully somebody has still water there now. I'm not dragging a bunch of water over to Germany if that's what people think I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it. But hopefully they got some still water there so I can drink some stuff and drink some water and hang out. Gerald Wallace says, first babies are usually late. Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what most people say. The first baby is going to be late, so hopefully that's kind of what Vicky and I are counting on at this point. It looks like mid-November is her arrival time, and Vicky honestly was hoping for December 1st, so we'll see. But I want to say thanks to everybody for the super chats today. I appreciate your consideration. Aqua Freedom, Jeff Rose Fish Keeping, Steve's Fishy Place going $50, man. That's ridiculous. Vexing Cat, thank you very much. Thanks for all the super chats today. Hope you guys had a fun time on the show here. I don't even know what I was talking about. I was kind of just rambling on, doing what I got to do. So hopefully it was enjoyable to you. I don't know. I don't really know. Didn't have a topic. Didn't even really hit any that much fish stuff. Maybe I hit a little bit of fish stuff. I don't know. But I hope to holler at you guys all later. We'll see how we get going here in the future. I'm looking forward to it. I hope everybody else is looking forward to it. And I will get back at y'all later. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit the like button or something.